Our lats, or the latissimus dorsi, is the largest muscle in our upper body and the perfect muscle to kick off the second half of our Build Muscle at Home series, as we've just completed the muscles of the lower body. Lats do more than just create an aesthetic physique. They are part of our core, helping to stabilize our body, and an important muscle anytime we need to pick up or pull something heavy. As we go through these exercises, I want you to think of the two main ways the lats work. The first one is to lower the arm in front of us. That is called shoulder extension. And shoulder adduction is the second one, where we lower our arm down toward our sides. I like to look at the direction the elbow is moving. Is it coming down toward the front of our body or down toward the side of our body? Our workout program should have exercises that work our lats in both these movements. Here I'm doing a side cable lat pull down. It can help to develop the mind-muscle connection with the lats. This exercise can also be done unilaterally and with bands. Use an underhand grip, pulling your elbow down and holding it tight to your side for a second before you raise your arm back up. We can do this exercise at the beginning of our workouts to warm up and wake up our lats. The next exercise I like to use to warm up the lats is a straight arm pull down with bands. You always want to get a full range of motion with a good stretch in the start position. In order to do this, you might have to lean forward in the start position until you feel that stretch. Then, as you pull down, slowly raise your body into the standing position, giving you the best possible range of motion. Dumbbell pullovers work more than just your lats. This exercise gives you a good stretch in the chest, triceps, and of course the lats. It's my favorite exercise for working the lats in the stretch position. You can do it either lying parallel on a bench, which is easier to set up, or you can position your body at a 90 to the bench, resting your shoulders on the bench. Then when you do it this way, with your hips dropped, I find you get a better stretch. Any of these exercises I've talked about so far could also be used as finishers as well. Bent over rows are a great mass builder. There are a few things that we should watch for whether we're doing them standing or with one leg kneeling on a bench. First, we need to make sure our back remains in a neutral position and we're not rounding it. Then we want to row with our elbow close to our sides to target the lat. If we have our elbow out, it'll put more emphasis on the upper back. As our elbow rotates up and back, the dumbbell should follow, moving back toward our hips. If we're pulling the weight straight up, we're using more bicep and not lining up the weight with our lats, putting more of the emphasis on the upper back. With bands, you don't have to do the rows bent over, but other than that, the same cues apply. Chin-ups and pull-ups are great exercises for targeting our lats, but they hit our lats in two different ways, with chin-ups primarily using shoulder extension and pull-ups shoulder adduction. Chin-ups work the back more like a bent-over row, except they have a greater range of motion and the biceps are more involved. With pull-ups, I would encourage you to use as wide a grip as possible. When training at home, those pull-up bars in our doorway don't allow us much width, so a trip to the local playground is worth it whenever you get a chance. A good way to imitate the movement of a pull-up is a band pull-down. One of the advantages of this movement is you can move your hands apart as you pull the band down, giving you a greater range of motion and a full contraction in the bottom position. It's important to make sure your upper body is in line with the bands when targeting the lats, because if you stand straight with the bands in front of you, it turns into an elbow out row, which again works the muscles in your upper back instead. Now, nothing complements a nice wide back like 3D shoulders and great arms. Watch this video next to see how you can get a complete arm and shoulder development with resistance bands so you can keep working out while having fun. This is Lawrence from Fit and 50. We'll talk to you again in the next one.